Advantage 1 is wealth concentration. Scenario 1 is elite capture wealth inequalities, high increase in corporate wealth tax laws, method 22. Only brings highly concentrated wealth, 1% of the 130 US wealth, 50 trillion, twice the total annual income, unit tiny wealth cuts, top 1% increase within the large income tax, and stock ownership is the key driver of inequality, states in section 22. Total corporate wealth is double relative to annual income, made for ever increase in value of corporate equity, 30% increase more than 115 now for 30%. 60 million stock ownership, higher concentration, one of the first tax should be progressive, top 1%, 50% all listed equity, wealth tax would have to be progressive, and the tax is progressive and targets the rich, states in section 22. Top 1% adults are 90% of the income, also about 30% of the equity wealth, even for therefore even flat tax on equity wealth increase progressivity of the U.S. taxes, we current effective tax rate, the top 1% only fairly higher than the average U.S. And wealth tax off the vicious cycle of tax loopholes and elite capture the blocks of progress and entrenches oligarchy. Founder 21, 50 are the largest corporations paid $0 in taxes, spent $450 million on money, enormous influence, a lot of corporations, block progress taxes, and with loopholes. Corporations who exploit the families would contribute economic recovery. Corporations receive money back, rebates the cycle, tax off the political spending, keeps wealthy and control billionaires. These both the working class and class which pay their fair share. And wealth grows faster than the economy, which means only the plan can solve structural causes of inequality. Low 16. Wealth grows faster than the economy after greater return on capital around 4%. Economic growth, slowing wealth inequality is accelerating more wealth of person institution as the faster wealth grows. And elite capture causes extinction by eroding institutional capacity and undermining capacity to face all existential threats. June 21. Inequality reduction because that's the risk of flooding, risk of climate change, taxes, and reducing the effect that will exist and for beyond problem climate change cause catastrophic flooding and extreme weather out of institution, improving conditions, traffic, whatever access centers make them more readily capture, reduce quality, investment, public goods, inequality increases, trust and program measure, reduce environmental risk, resilience, conflict, race, access, and nuclear virus, or AI polarization, increasing conflict, inequality, increasing polarization, inequality, and populist candidates elected populist cooperative for zero policy styles, and go to advantage 2. Advantage 2 is growth scenario 1 is monopolies. The current tax system is flawed. A wealth tax refines the existing tax structure to incentivize prioritizing monopolistic market power over productivity, says in section 22. Market value not forward with current profits that base for corporate income tax and companies become valuable once they establish market power. The wealth tax becomes shareholders pay in line with their enormous welfare taxes based on ability to pay taxable income and wealth governments already use a mix of tax effective wealth tax and being a non-refundable tax rate against corporate profit tax and corporate wealth tax. This incentivizes hoarding unnecessary wealth. Marriage 21. Corporations going to exploiting loopholes and use contracts with money they're making and setting off tax companies making insane margins. Breaking tax on wealth and income wherever they choose to live and source remains the vanguard of innovation while income inequalities are fraction and monopolies and corporate power make democracy ineffective. Patterson 18 allow business accumulating unchecked dominance corrupts governance movement of democracy movement of wealth concentration we can both have Amazon monopolies consumer solving competition corporate obsession with the station nature of even suspension corporate interest by rogue science and U.S. democracy is key to solving every existential threat. It's an impact filter cost Prop 17 and systems for very real terrorist extremist parties that put nuclear backbones into Russia survival spread by the free world and minimize the strong institutional law for long range planning due to can't afford to think beyond their survival. U.S. economic democracy only proven by nuclear records for warfare poverty terrorism general authoritarian regimes and scenario 2 is productivity. The also is economic productivity 1 evasion the plan boosts economic productivity eliminating evasion reducing admin costs. Palman 24. Market value based for corporate tax making possible to escape activities tax avoidance should spirit distribution tax burden following heavily current tax avoidance wealth is not manipulated while voting techniques banners no longer forming between avoiding tax and fulfilling social responsibility diverting sales more productive activity and burden shifting levying wealth tax reduce aggregate productivity and economic output shifting the burden less productive entrepreneurs and corporations given in 23 under capital income tax entrepreneurs who more productive pay higher taxable taxation shifting the burden towards unproductive investors wealth tax reduce after capital returns of high productivity entrepreneurs left in low productivity ones where their shift research towards productive and third monopolies that run economic productivity small business create economic fragility Mitchell number 20 number of new business fall sharply down with corporation also the amount of ensuring vitality concentration squeeze workers industries dominating their corporations outside powers high wage and kills innovation monopoly maker enemies final removal fragility of consolidated supply chains filled with shortages hospital orders lack of hospitals forced lock in individuals locked into current investments because of capital gains tax incentives to hold productive investment shoulder 24 Interacting incentives for postponed realization based negatively impacted efficiently capital. Market by destroying portfolios and investors for profitable investment opportunity realization reduced. Required rate of return on investments portfolios efficiency applies to investors on initial investment rate of return market impact all tax eliminated distortion realizing capital gains reducing while tax payments restores efficient portfolio choice and growth is key to resilience for all access and risk gas goals 22 climate change nuclear war pandemic saying repair conflict increasing the world leads innovation turning clean energy tech disease maintain peace without WD schools repairs governments development institutional apparatuses actions to affect whether trillion poverty more slavery short-term threats obscures and long-term change concerns about accidental catastrophe or technological progress growth is unrealistic and dangerous cause of dangers and long-term stagnation always single issue recession fear mongering 22 recession seems to be regular from non-linear economies complex more than one-dimensional theory 2008 1929 showed decided slowing down the economic activity before the financial panic economic growth those slowdown stagnant growth is our problem long-run growth matters more than year rates recession painful we should be paying more attention to the long-run growth plan. The United States also adopted corporate wealth taxes in section 22 new tax on corporations publicly listed companies large private companies securities commission already to left fees for stock issues transaction easily administered easy to enforce and able to avoid for pay the tax with shares making uncertain valuation or relevant proposals for income tax even part of corporate lobbyists and it's easy to implement value assets in section 22 listing companies large private business paying 22% of the market value corporation paying capture shares liquidity constrained corporation pay without affecting the finances operation private business pay the correct amount of the SEC already controls more regulated transaction corporate stock recharge fees most activities very easy to administer within existing institutional structure and no capital flight the outcomes will follow on and taxes foreign companies states in section 22 each country to tighten the rules to make more difficult to change nationalities possible impose a wealth tax corporation tax burden another country will tax be prorated if the common country fails to charge an equivalent tax would create an incentive to adopt such a tax instead of letting other countries use a de facto tax collector of last resort leaving the U.S. short of critical capacity and paying with new stock means a negative impact operations with stock price states in section 22 tax can be paid by issuing new stock no impact on cash flows and not negatively affect your can say companies do this tax with fixed fraction shares of brand firms and low stock value bonus, issuing 40% of new shares with a minimal impact on stock price, and framing standards maximizing the expected well-being for reporting utility partial specific results infinite regress explains how value 15. Uses Mr. and Mr. Advantage and try to promote tax with different values based on the rules of the to resolve any trade-off tax on comprehensive usual partiality, measure of payments against standard resolving public disagreement improves the best overall experience and the state of political action comparatively best to 416. But taxes casually work violence and states will never work in the side of our proposition. Realities many bullshit are still in the world that 15. Shows the question process of governments rely on the navigation capital soldier resistance and fails and the little to committed political action, cut the part of action, go back to stagnation. Scenario 2, stagnation only the plan so stagnation be over reversing the net traffic inequality manner 21 and equality in the large level of reading our country economy persistently below effective low economies and debt trap inside the conventional policies only work in the short term. Eventually economies pull back into the debt trap tax reducing income inequality generates sustainable increasing demand persistently raising natural interest rates away from effective lower bound and secular stagnation aspects conflict global health body adverse US power traction risking nuclear use 16 shop average 21 secular stagnation effectively states we have managed differences tackle level global growth reduce conflict weakness issues reduce has to be general private warming use of secular stagnation increases the likelihood of global institution multipolarity rising nationalism will define our future economy strength incentivize investment has been compromising growth. Yeah.
Corporate wealth tax, who does it tax?
Taxes all publicly listed companies and all private companies worth over $1 billion. That applies to 712 privately owned companies.
Okay.
Taxes
cool.
them 0.2% of their market value.
Alright, cool. The companies pay this tax. How do they pay it?
They can either pay it in cash if they have that on hand, or they can like designate 0.2% of their stock to
What
the
does that look
government.
like? How do you designate 0.2% of your stock?
You like dilute your shares a little bit and 0.2% you give ownership to the government.
Like, what does the government do with the stocks?
The government can like sell the stock if they want money so that they get more cash flow. Same thing they do with any money. We don't fiat where the money goes.
Alright, cool. Democracy. What's the break?
The argument is that we need, like, what do you mean with what's the
Like,
break?
how much
It's a sliding
democracy?
scale impact.
How little democracy? Like, what does this look? Like, how does democracy cause extinction?
Our argument is that it's a sliding scale impact. The more like extreme monopolies and elite capture of our institutional apparatuses that maintain interdependence and stability of our economy and social systems, the worse it gets.
Why are monopolies the only internal link to democracy?
Our argument is not that monopolies are the only internal link, it's that solving monopolies is enough to solve democracy because there's such a big internal link. It's because monopolies create elite capture. It means that there's small pieces of the market that don't actually, they don't need to be productive. They just need to be
elite capture, does the app solve for all of elite capture?
The app solves the root cause of elite capture.
Okay, cool. How long does it take to solve?
We would say that two things. One, evasion stops here immediately because there's no, you like literally cannot evade the wealth tax, which means a bunch of money is immediately seized. Two, it could happen in the next month or so. Like payments on companies are constant. The SEC is constantly engaging with private and public companies, which means it'll be really quick.
Okay, cool. Wealth inequality, how does the plan solve?
Plan solves wealth inequality by taxing, like the argument is that in the SWO, lack of a wealth tax means that there's the economy grows faster, wealth grows faster than the economy does. That's the like R over G argument. So as the economy grows, wealth actually like outperforms it, which means that the top 1% own most of the money. We say that the top 1% own most of their money in the form of stocks and investment in companies. So taxing corporations is fundamentally taxing their owners or their boards, investors, etc. That's how we redistribute. And then like the government normal means is they spend it on social stuff.
How's it a vicious cycle of tax loopholes and elite capture?
Yeah, the argument is that in the SWO we have capital gains tax, which means your companies are taxed, and like income tax, companies are taxed on how much they make, how much they sell things for, which is really easy to manipulate via like lobbying and a bunch of.
Why doesn't that mean it's easy to manipulate like your value of your stocks?
It's super easy. You can find the value right now. It's all on the internet. Publicly listed companies have a set value that determines how much.
It changes daily. Stocks change value daily. How does the app account for that?
The app, it's like at the time of you are constantly owing 0.2% of your market value. Say Zuckman say that there's no significant enough change to make that difficult. Also, you're not taxed on your value, you tax on the stock. So you can pay 0.2%, and how much that 0.2% is worth will change all the time. But the point is that the government owns that 0.2%. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's for the case. Case will be taken down. Let me know when everyone's good.
I'm good.
Alright. Nothing. Alright. Interpretation of wealth taxes on individuals. Clause 24. Wealth tax imposed on wealth possessed by individuals applies to a person that works with his asset liability violation. Companies pay that's their own solvency advocate. Size 22. Companies pay a tax in cash. Private business would pay a limit versus limits allows for this tax. Corporate entities making negative research and primarily untenable. Thousands of companies across 100 sectors transform the made into 2 ships taxing and 9 offsets. Depth and class in 2 is ground. Corporations focus on the topic of action unified negative ground that guarantees the individual focus topic of core controversy about whether or not we should probably ship that money is concentrated with American society. Net ground such as Bitcoin innovation, etc. Or gone to reason positions prefer definitions best textual review resolution drives predictability precedes determinant paradigm issues first no RBI situation keep improving exit attributability top goes down to win 2 this competing in terms of least opportunity mechanism only to value whose model is better for debate 3 drop in we lost money see time see determine future abuse recodification is violation skip the next off shutdown. There's no shit that happens there. Every moment is critical until the number 20. Copyright Oscar 1118. Program faces deadline to overshut and justice and Republicans will push it by we're hopeful. If not, we have a temporary measure to the extended deadline and Republicans want to push the process toward 1118. Johnson the effects of Congress to extend a budget over shutdown for Control Johnson is hopeful and not temporary measure will go to next year. And well next, angers Republicans they stall out funding bombing. Delani 21 Democrats want to tax the richest but ideas running fierce resistance from Republican lawmakers represented wealthy want the asset be left low because taxes may not be easy. Michigan limited debts want to tax money haven't even made yet. Republicans generally oppose higher taxes on anyone why destroy investment and punish success scholars soldiers so we can't get consistent. Republicans are also funded by billionaires that lobby against the plan and force to shut down Duran 22. Republican parties people get help from at least 42 billionaires funnel 79 million into GOP main super PAC giving 18.5 million 3 others donated 10 million apiece and shutdown advice cyber tax Coker 23 CISO will be forced to lose 80% of employees during shutdown unavailability workers could investigating taking out cyber criminal networks shutdown weaken security across the US internationally decrease staffing levels have ability to implement patches updates living systems of vulnerable cyber criminals take advantage of election tax additionally reduce the availability of federal agencies to respond to tax to maintain access causing more damage enormous economic costs shutdown reduce funding for cyber security limiting basic security measures the critical infrastructure more sensitive to evolving threats and historically proven Zelda 23 as the government had before possible shutdowns first you can pick up the lottery shorts like cyber attacks and paper to take away advantages that we could cyber security 8% increase in no vulnerabilities and listening to this worse cyber criminals ability to shutdown is will be degraded assessment cyber security assessment of logistics government networks across here they go nuclear flare 1990 NC3 system are great program power escalation will rise from cyber war fog war the recipient fear loss of national launch weapons immediately will also have incentive to go early recipient might be the text and prelude to neutralize the nuclear capabilities to track for eliminating hack war consent rapidly escalation of the Russian infiltrate US grid crisis legit attack for exchange of nuclear conflict Russia to attack on US grid lead to nuclear war next up. The IRS is integrating AI effectively now, but across the same funding Hoop 24 to early sense to identify sophisticated tax evaders that level nothing for big business individuals. It needs to cover 1.3 million efforts will not be confused with AI enforcement. She will assuming that IRS receives funding to expand its AI cut to AI and the one that requires more funding size scored on case doesn't answer a trade-off. So you're here peaking BF23 IRS when they increase funding to bolster outdating capacity sales limitations might be accompanied by resource and track and enforce cases enforcing well that's talking about the need for IRS to to assess value what the financial and non-financial assets which falls degree subject to dispute. IRS will not get the funding to plan trades off and justice for funding loss on AI. For Code 23 funding does not have any single company in IRS is competing against other agencies. Digital Republic this morning. Most IRS will be challenged to agencies to win those battles. And IRS and AI integration key to Democratic and North bills over to other sections. Now, Log 24. I think integrated the tax administration critical discharge responsible to all the ethical principles and compass with defining technical standards and the public sector use of plus makers with great guidance on guidelines on tax administration, clear policy on data protection, help them know like IRS continue to security as government as AI safety government visiting objectives like specific gaining costs of risk military conflict like threats and escalation transmitting over discipline nuclear pressure preempt conductor preempt kids. Top level they have not delineated a scenario between the economy and democracy and extinction. Make them explain a significant scenario why are not just buzzwords advantage what proper first. Taking us all for inequality. A is that to understand wealth is wrong is not zero. McKinsey 23. Introducing public accumulation zeros and advocates exploiting asymmetry measurement of gains and all. Consider gains of virus enhanced power equality convenience small gains will be far larger basis wealth growth and wealth will be accompanied by growth and economic gains. Other than B it just makes the cake smaller rather than making it equitable. Boost and all 18 got to do with capital liberate come diminished and not reflected redistributive effect. It's giving wage earners larger piece the cake becomes smaller, losing the smaller piece. C reducing employment wages investment and output and 24 in fact wealth on the economy will be devastated over 10-year period. Wage will lose 1 trillion. All social class will be affected. This is achieved by both reduction inequality achieved by both singular incomes and major bottom middle income households will be also affected. Skip the next card and 2 there's also massive causes to income inequality over day 18 1 quarter working income less than $10 making less than $10 an hour top to 10% like 50% stock homes, 10% 91% market incomes are increasing. Working person become more skilled. Should be and incomes the only internal link they have will read green. High income inequality. 3, there's all cause inequality. Trump, housing, race, and gender, etc. 4, inequality goes exponential over 1,000 years. The card is talking about long-term consequences. Mr. June 23. Medium-term effects within the next 1,000 years. Move on to long-term. And also 5, the end requires a redistribution of wealth and fixing of the debt. Will read green. Redistribution needs to be collected to prevent a return to debt trap. And 6, Trump circumvents the pen. His core tax policy has been rolled back. Every single tax possible during 24. Rather than tax money on the assessment and investment, the Trump suggested a tax on the goods that Americans buy from abroad. Trump has floated ideas change the way Americans and tax the ruddy. Income tax, open gaping, look at the loopholes in income tax, not fully limited income tax. And only gets to be out that the Apple implemented wealth tax, not that Trump will stop every single policy platform in order to align himself with the plan for next round education or model. The last for discussion are completely enforced for reality where his access office are changing Trump's entire platform was next thing around politics, the economy, etc. No longer linked, because it fundamentally takes away to how the world operates and makes it a untenable fairy tale. The advantage to proper first is thumbs. A is that Trump he destroys democratic norms. The B is that everyone why monopolies deck democracy. The reason why still the monopolies have existed since the 1800s and there are no break for it intact and also to evasion. Wrong just says there's no evasion through MNCs. The alternate methods still exist. Palma 24 avoidance techniques used by MNCs. The circumvention happens even if it's a tax on a corporation. Economy 19 was spending exempted small business shares from wealth tax business owner weirdness to exploit the exemption of wealth tax to be hidden overseas or complex legal structure. Many countries committed on wealth tax concluded struggling with avoidance nothing more than a political funding still exists longer. The Fogger 21 card of political spending keeps it wealthy. Control top down 20 of the 25 the recipients are Republicans, and 3 is that Glenbrooks is wrong. Lazy entrepreneurs donate to politics to prevent the ways. Adam Miller 21. You just like taxing wealth and income or consumption harmfully. Finish on non spending wealth. People say this is status and focus on status spending on not holding on to it. So well, tax will have a pervasive effect. Encourage political donation that will reduce tax liability. 4, Mitchell Holloway can't solve the plan to mention taxes or to make companies like Apple, etc. They're still monopolies. 5, has 0 warrants for real world examples. Literally just a thought experiment that was run. 6, makes Sasso card is highlighted like a painting has 0 warrants. It just says degrowth is bad and negative uniqueness. It is negative uniqueness. The quote says status quo is a precarious predicament, which proves that we're on the brink right now. And 7, the DPDs and Niagara hockey, but he believed in our regime have influence war, etc. 1 is Kasparov has 0 warrants. Probably Baker 20. Studies told us democracies are likely to use force against other democracies. However, they never tested the president of liberal norms and conducted their experience in democracies only.
Okay. You good for cross?
Yeah.
Okay, the card that you've re-highlighted to say that debt is an all cause, I just want to clarify. Debt trap is a term of art referring to structurally low demand in the economy. That is what this card is claiming a wealth tax solves. Where anywhere in this card did you hear something about the national debt?
Which card?
The me and all card that you read a rehighlighting of, you said fixing of the debt. That's our whole point. Debt trap is a term of art. It refers to structurally low demand in the economy.
Sure, it's a question of redistribution. We have to like redistribute wealth taxes, and it says that.
It says quote such as wealth tax.
Yeah, it says that wealth tax, but it also says quote needs to be combined with other policies such as macro-prudential ones.
No, it doesn't. You've highlighted a straw man. The line before. Okay, can I just clarify this? The line before need to be combined is if we did another thing. So okay, it says we could do a wealth tax, and then it says one-time debt forgiveness can also lift the economy, but needs to be combined with other policies. So to be clear, you've outlined that a wealth tax doesn't need to be combined with other policies, but a one-off does.
Well, it also has to be redistributive, like a wealth tax.
No, it does not.
You said you don't demand where revenue goes.
Okay, I just want to be clear. You can make the arguments that you want to make. You've miscut this evidence.
What's the question?
The question is, I want to make it clear that the arguments that you.
Is this a question or a statement?
It's a question. This is a question. I'm asking if you have read anywhere evidence that says we need redistributive policies, or if this card is the only backup for your claim.
Sure, this is our only claim. Like we have made analytics, but sure.
Okay. Trump circumvents the plan. Well, first of all, what do we feel beyond the Trump will? Where do we feel that Trump will scrap every single one of his policy platforms?
If the 1AR stands up and says durable fiat Trump that won't circumvent the plan, like this is the preempt to that. We'll say you cannot fiat that Trump won't circumvent the plan or pass new policies that hack against the wealth tax. Argument here is that you only can fiat an implementation of wealth tax, not that Trump will not hack against it in the future.
Yeah. The Duran card is about tax on like all people.
Yeah.
Where it's about a quote income tax.
Yeah.
How does this apply to corporate tax?
Sure. It talks about how like Trump wants to get rid of all taxation. It's just one example. Like Trump saying we want to get rid of income tax.
So if we went that he likes a corporate tax, this is not an argument.
Sure. Yeah. We win it.
Okay.
Like Trump really hates taxes.
Yeah. Didn't read any of the spec stuff. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The T debate.
Mm-hmm.
So topical app is all subsets.
We say a wealth tax has to be on individuals. You tax corporations and companies.
Okay, does it need to apply to all individuals?
we would say, we don't make a claim on that. Like,
Well, I'm asking what your interp includes.
our interp is that the wealth tax has to be on individuals.
Does that include subsets?
Like, you can if you want. Our interp
Okay.
doesn't specify beyond that.
So your interp includes subsets?
Like, you could, like.
Yeah, it's a yes or no question. Does it include subsets?
Sure.
Okay, the, shutdown disad, the shutdown disad says that in an emergency, even if there was a shutdown, we'd still have,
Yeah, sure. That's the Selden card that
Yeah.
you're talking about? Yeah, sure. Even if there's some people still in, like, working there, it's talking about only FBI specific, and it's not even talking about writ
Okay.
large. We have read claims about CISA losing 80% of their employees.
okay, I'll start. Okay. 155. Also the arc. Are you open?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay. First case can see the economy is structurally broken down. It's impossible to isolate individual causes of recession, which means we need to focus on the overall resilience, which massively outweighs our structural arguments are not buzzwords. They are just about institutional resilience. Instead of fake debate scenarios like an unspecified cyber attack now conceded that corporate wealth tax is impossible to evade taxes publicly listed value that can't be manipulated except stops if cash isn't free. That's the Pollen card, which takes out any of their evasion evidence. It's about current income tax now. Well, now they say the wealth grows when the economy does that. The internal link to all of it. Defense, but no, our after solves the root cause and decouples inequality from welfare. Card is in a world of capital gains tax on profit, not on hoarded wealth. If it's true, the profit helps alleviate inequality. That's why we need to tax sitting cash instead. Insert yellow and cross by the Llewellyn card. Now they say the wealth taxes benefit the rich, don't only benefit or benefit the rich, but wrong. That's about screw taxes, not corporate, which solves now the end. Reality is not responsive. It says wealth tax solves because in a society of high inequality, we need to tax the rich now. It's not just long term. We need capacity for all threats now. Conceded they read defense defense, or you should have read defense that it said it's far off. The next pandemic will be existential. No one has healthcare institutions are focused on going to space or pandering to whatever the rich want. Now they're misunderstanding debt. It doesn't mean government debt. It's a term of art about structurally low demand that was also explained in Cross Now. No rollback. Fiat stops. We do not fiat. A whole platform change. The only thing that we are fiating is that this plan goes into existence. If it can fiat or rollback, it just tries to be because they'll just be able to fiat that the government always takes away the plan. Now, advantage two can't just assert that Trump comes without a card. Corporate wealth tax is bipartisan. That'll be on the shutdown. They said no evasion. Corporate wealth tax is impossible. Again, that was above. And valuing assets is really simple. That's when you should crossplay this on the IRS. Just that. And Miller's about to spoon on our app. We incentivize focusing on profits and sitting wealth gets taxed. And it's also root cause of monopolies, which is sitting cash and overvaluation with no productivity. They dropped every single warrant in our card now. Shell drop is an empirical analysis, not just playing games. Now, they have conceded that every McGaskill warrant, we just excluded the word, and it doesn't mean we just excluded the words and. It doesn't mean arguments about institutional resilience are false. They've conceded the stagnation scenario, independently the elite capture scenario, and the monopoly scenario. Now you should prefer a democratic peace theory scenario. Evidence is contextual to interdependence. Their evidence gives trade significance and is highlighted like a haiku. Now, the T debate one, we meet the AF as progressive tax on shareholders, individuals, and the owners of the firm stays in segment D. Corporate taxes are just a way to tax individuals, learners, everyone. Corporate taxes, wealth taxes, corporate taxes, overall tax paid by the wealthy, holding the individual stocks, effectively paying corporate tax, income comes from the return on the wealth, and counters the gap defendant wealth tax on either all individuals or corporations. That should say all before individuals. Verse 19, major federal taxes influence the income wealth tax around stocks of assets owned by individuals and businesses. Wealth taxes that differ from, or actually take out the all, from tax on capital income because the tax amount is not related to the actual return, and it's an alternative form, but it's a wealth tax. The most efficient person says in Section 22. Wealth tax debate alternative form, wealth taxation, wealth tax on stock corporation opposed to tax on individuals, and precision and definitions, intention finding, exclude obvious precision, always controls the controlling to ground predictability, topic literature, excludes the core app, which is crucial for topic education. Want to see absence is the most efficient way to reach a real tax and generic emotional limits disclosure check. You get econ disset forms, disset cap pay process, calculates reasonability for in terms of faithful, you default to it. Now the shutdown disset one, no internal link. Card concedes the government has last resort protocols to deal with cyber wars. It disproves it going nuclear. Choose no case turn shutdown doesn't mean total collapse. A case means more funding to get out of the shutdown via the taxes, and that means B, that means tax collection would be their last thing to cut. Shutdown isn't everything. Third is political bickering is thumbs by confirmation fights. Fourth, fields also link the plan will pass. Five is China impact is inevitable. Absent the absentee to stop collapse of interdependence and deterrence, and the shutdown bill will be extended to 2025. Then Republicans will kill like Haver. 11/18. Republicans will probably go to find early 2025 extended in Trump's second term. And then Republicans have control likely to push over market will be sharp if we get anything resolved by the end of the year. And fields also means the plan to fact without backlash. And Biden has no PC anyway, standing 729. That is linked in every sense. It means it doesn't have PC. Just Biden knows in any favors in Congress. Go to the IRS. It said one, the IRS is doing nothing massively inefficient. IRS believes will soon be forced to scale back with modernization with the IRS sponsor exhausted IRS increase the risk of cyber taxes and failures with absence of state funding. The agency will fall short of modernization, especially when IRA appropriations for taxpayers have difficult time. And crosswalk this on cyber means the IRS can. And number two is turn the upstream lines IRS enforcement discouraging lobbying and avoidance of capital gains tax, which spills over. Third is turn the wealth tax and be levied as a refundable tax credit against the capital gains tax conceded in the 1AC reduces complexity. And turn normal means is the after revenue being used to fund IRS enforcement. But five is the no link. The plan is regulated through the SEC, not the IRS. That stays in but there's zero link. Six is fiat self-link. Normal means is fiat and fiat is funding proper enforcement, and no link. The IRS is ready for one more plan. Need wealth tax finding to calculate the asset base and infrastructure already in place, and no link. There are only very few companies subject to the tax, and they're already funded. They're already publicly listed.
Right. Is it 4 or 5? Four.
Actually, wait.
The term in invite doesn't say.
Alright. I'm cool with 4.
Okay, let's check.
Alright. The IRS. The shutdown the IRS, this has which cards were not read.
Wham-off was read as just an analytic.
Which ones?
Wham-off on the IRS decide was read as an analytic. Did not read winners win.
Right.
And then Republicans and Democrats support a corporate wealth tax. Didn't read the card was analytic.
Okay. TIRS shutdown case.
The IRS shutdown case.
Yep. Is everyone good?
Yeah.
Okay, no,
No new cards.
no new cards. Okay. Two, we're not going for casino RBIs. There's no reason to affirm IRS. We're not going for it. They don't really get unique concern. They just said that IRS is doing nothing. That's not a reason why IRS is collapsing down. It's not a straight turn for the. It's not a straight turn that the two-error could go for. There's no offense on this page. Shutdown. Shutdown will be averted now. Congress will pass a clean CR until next year to create a clean state for the new Trump administration, but the plan perceptively angers Republicans who are funded by billionaires are willing to shut down the government implementation of the wealth tax, which fractures bipartisanship. Shutdown collapses CISA, which results in massive backlogs in inflation, Russian and Chinese cyber attacks, rising tension with Russia over Ukraine and China over Taiwan means there's incentive to cyber attack now, and even a limited breach goes nuclear because the U.S. will fear losing their arsenals for cyber attack strike first. You can see that every single all the internal link work, which means that the Southern card about how cyber attacks historically increase in during a possible shutdown during a possible shutdown means that starts pretty high. The only argument they have on the internal link argument is that there will be last resort particles, but first is that they conceded a Coker 23 card that CISA literally loses 80% of their employees, which basically decks their capacity. They can't check back, even if it doesn't mean that they lose 100% of all the workers. It still means that cyber attacks become much more likely. And also, what you're highlighting is only about FBI specific. Only talk about FBI saying that we'll retain some more workers to check it back as a cyber attack. But we have been made a struggle claim about cybersecurity and infrastructure CISA specifically, which is not the FBI, which means that this re-highlighting doesn't make any sense. Okay, which means the risk of this that turns in outweighs case versus magnitude or outweighs any impact from what you see that nukes, missiles, advanced weaponry, kill millions of unsafe conditions at a global level. Every single impact of what you see is leading to war. Either democracy causes conflict, if lack of democracy causes conflict, economic decline causes conflict. But we have one direct impact on why the shutdown causes conflict immediately. Second is time frame. The 1 year has not been a framing argument about when their impacts happen. I just said, oh, our impacts will happen soon and very quickly. It'll be soon, but they have not told you when, how democracy collapse goes existential, how economic collapse now necessarily means that, or when this economic collapse necessarily will happen in a plan solved, which means you are heavily negative because we have read a claim about shutdown and causing cyber attacks now, and that happens much faster than any sort of argument. You know that they have new two-error way because we told you in the 1 and C that you had no framing argument and they didn't answer this, which means that you are heavily negative. 2 is that shutdown means the government cannot operate so bad thing as kills any policy initiative since like IRS can't function anymore to liability properties. The 2 point about how there are no turns gains. So A is wrong. Shutdown means there's no funding confirmed, which means that even if the case somehow gets revenue, the funding doesn't get diverted because they don't have any means or way to divert it through funding bills. B is that the IRS will still go. It's just a question of when it runs out of funds. I.e. they don't pick which parts of the government they want to defund, but rather all of it gets defunded at once. That's how shutdown works. The 3 point is the bickering is not our argument. Our argument is a question of bipartisanship. Sure, even if they're bickering over the judge nominations, the judge nominations will still happen. The shutdown will still get passed. But our question is bipartisanship. Also, they conceded our argument about how that can cause more lobbying. That the wealthy billionaires literally pay for all of Republicans like campaigning, etc. Which means they can control some direction of the politics, and they will shut down the government. Therefore, part about fiat doesn't make any sense. The argument is to a plan passing fraction bipartisan. The 5 point Russia is also another impact. Even time frame blaming also above, which means that you should prefer our impact 6. This is our uniqueness argument. The argument is that they're going to pass a continuing resolution for a month right now. That's what Johnson said. That's our uniqueness argument. But the plan fractures that, which means that because they want to restart the administration for Trump, the 7 point, no, it's wrong because we should group their arguments that happens immediately. We get their impacts. The first is negative flex. Any other interpolation have to spike out the court generics and change the counterplay competition like fiating with prosecuting or just time-sensitive arguments like EGON. The 2 is like its current events, education, politics. The only thing that changes week to week in the for citizens, especially for important during this Trump administration, they can't say that fiat that passive backlash. They literally said on case we can only fiat the plan passive, but they can't fiat that every single Republican billionaire will be happy with the plan. The 8 point doesn't make any argument. We don't make a PC argument. Argument is about bipartisanship. The 9 point is a claim without a warrant, but also the card is It's about general polling, about general people. Like if you polled me, if you somebody literally polled you, Allison, about why would you like a wealth tax. This is not a question of congressmen in Congress, in the Senate, and the Senate and House like in wealth tax. They obviously really hate wealth tax. They have not read any link defense to our argument about how wealthy people literally will literally lobby against the plan and cause the government to shut down, which means that this set is pretty much a very high risk because all the arguments are basically not applicable to our specific scenario. Case. They miss it on the case page that the wealth tax only makes the cake smaller. It doesn't actually increase inequality there, because the argument here is that you literally tax corporations. Like Amazon, they employ hundreds of millions of workers. If you suddenly tax Amazon, cut their shares by literally like say 20%, it means that they have to offset these costs somewhere. Even if they cut it by literally 0.2%, it still causes people to offset their costs. Amazon will literally cut back their workers or cut down the amount of paychecks these people get, which builds throughout the economy. Every single one is the argument why the economy's on a brink right now, or that we have a brink, that economies could collapse is the reason why wealth tax right now would be bad, because these companies have not recovered yet from COVID-19, and that you're just taking away their profit, you're just taking down all the money, and which also spills down to their workers, etc. You cut down their payment, etc., which also reduces employment. These cards were not explicitly answered in the 1AR, the Fuse and 18 card and the 24 card about wealth tax will decrease wages, decrease employment, and decrease output by making the cake smaller, not making the cake more equitable, which is a functionally drop current that they don't, functionally drop solvency deficit that they basically don't answer. Even so, the democracy stuff doesn't make any sense. Trump thumps this you should ask yourself, how does Trump happening in this as well? How does that increase democracy? If you're unsure about how democracy goes to existential, which also are heavily negative on when their impacts happen. Look, Allison, ask yourself, when does app impacts happen? If you cannot tell when economic decline causes extinction, negative on framing.
than the disad case will be the monopoly scenario.
That's the first one.
It's, yeah, the like, second, or the, oh, sorry, no, it's the like, the first one on advantage too, like scenario one on
Oh, I
advantage.
see what you mean. Yeah.
Okay. Top level's case was so mishandled that even if they win 100% risk of the disad, you're voting affirmative while tax on corporations targets disproportionate ownership of equity, removes the incentive for lobbying and elite capture, which also means the case definitely turns the disad before the disad turns case, because it means there's less lobbying by corporations. Now it also provides the tax code to incentivize productivity over market control, which prevents monopolization that erodes democracy and economic growth in the scope. You're taxed for making profit, you're not taxed for having a high valuation. Now extending the monopoly scenario because democracy outweighs perceptual American decline and green lights, revisionist powers like North Korea, Russia, and terrorist organizations which control the internal link to any of their attack scenarios in cyber. It weakens institutional capacity and perceived international strength that controls any of their internal link scenarios because the U.S. is seen as weak. That's the only time cyber attacks will ever happen. They keep saying that I'm not outlined and impaired, but they have not told you who's attacking and when. Their evidence is from a year ago, which means you should prefer our evidence that says we need strong institutions. That failed democracy also heightens war, famine, and poverty globally, which means that there is a sliding scale impact. They keep asserting that it is not bad, but they've conceded that things are getting worse in the scope, and that there is constant risk of no-go Russia and terrorist organizations attacking at any moment. And we need fundamental redistribution to demonstrate to other countries that it's a perception that they've conceded that it's about perceived international strength, which means we need to show countries that we are stronger now. Magnitude outweighs and proves all offense because extinction only happens once, but you should also evaluate probability. So the case turns no econ turn their card is about a tax on all wealth. The argument in the app is that we need to tax sitting wealth. It's not being spent. That's the problem in this road. Turn app boost employment through productivity. They've dropped it in every next speech. Taxing wealth instead of profit because they dropped it normally means is a decrease in like capital gains as an income as a trade-off means the companies hire more, do more, and engage more with the economy. The productivity turn is really bad for them here. Now Trump does not thump. They've not outlined a single thing about Trump that means he kills the advantage. Check over truth. You cannot just assert that Trump will destroy every good thing about the United States, and congressional staffers will check no matter what. And it's even more of an argument for structural resilience. The fact that we have Trump coming now. If you really buy it so much with that means you should prefer like strengthening, breaking down monopolies that mean the government is only working for the rich. Now the disad uniqueness means uniqueness makes this debate game over. They've conceded the Kapoor and Ashgar card, which is the most recent one, which takes their uniqueness into account and says, yes, okay, we will survive a shutdown now, but Republicans will kill it in the future, which means it does not matter because they've not outlined any evidence as to why a shutdown now is the most risky. They've not given you evidence that says that the cyber attack is coming in the next 2 months before the government shuts it down. No matter what, now uniqueness is terminal defense here, and no matter what, the link, we do get fiat solves. They cannot lobby because it already passes, and durable fiat means it stays. They have like even if people lobby, that does not matter. They've conceded every plan. Popular argument frames the debate. This is not fiating, but no one will be mad. This is doing empirical analysis that since the plan only targets a small number of corporations, there's no reason for everyone to be mad. No matter, and they have conceded the 1EC arguments that says there will be a decrease in lobbying, but they've explained the link in contradictory ways. They cannot win. It's about what Congress thinks and about what everyone thinks, but then swap out what they're defending. They said, oh, it's not about what you think, but then they also said it's everyone's perception, but no matter what, there's zero internal link. The argument in the rehighlighting is just that the government is allowed to preserve function for emergency uses, which is proof that we definitely have terminal defense with their internal link scenario. They've ignored, they've just said, they keep asserting that it's just about the FBI, but the argument in the card is defense to their own scenario. It says at worst, the U.S. will keep life-saving functional alive, which means no matter what there is, the U.S. will do anything it can to maintain, if cyber is actually that important, that will be the last line, that is the last thing they will shut down. They do not understand the shutdown, how the shutdown works.
Good debate.
Good debate.